We're green.
Guys, we have some terrible news.
I don't even want to talk.
This is gonna be tough to get through. It's like his parents watch this and they're like, "What happened to our son?" As you can see, there's only 2 of us, and that's because you gotta take it over. I can't.
Silas was. I'm assuming you've all seen the news, but I'll just say it for everyone who isn't, paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
Silas was arrested for shooting birds at the zoo with airsoft guns. So until
It's very emotional.
that gets settled, it's gonna just be us.
Yeah. He look. People make mistakes.
Yeah.
It is what it is. And I actually, you have phones in prison now.
Yeah.
I texted him. I said, "Do you want to say anything?" He said, "Tell the people I said," and then another message came in, and I'm just gonna read it verbatim.
Go ahead.
Tell the people I said to go fuck themselves.
Fair enough. In his defense, he didn't realize that penguins were considered birds.
And that's actually how they got upgraded to felony. Because if it was just a dodo, then it would have been a misdemeanor.
Yes, a bit. Yes.
Misdemeanor, I hardly know her. That's in honor of Silas last week. So, yeah, he was shooting up sort of Happy Feet style March of the Penguins.
Yeah.
Morgan Freeman was actually there, if you could believe it.
He was?
Yeah, it just made it all the more ironic and bad. So, yeah, there's only 2 of us.
Yeah. So there's that.
You gotta love just going with a bit that you didn't even plan. I was like, I think I was gonna say that he died, and then you said,
"Oh, believe me, I've been thinking about this all day. What's the explanation? Is he dead? Did he shoot birds at the zoo?"
We'll leave it up to your imagination.
Yeah.
Let's just say,
Don't Google it; it'll spoil it.
Let's just say it's not that interesting.
Let's just say the statute of limitations is a lot longer than he thought on something he did a long time ago.
Involving a penguin and maybe a penguin, a club full of them.
Oh.
And you wonder why the website's not around anymore.
This will only take a minute.
This will only take a minute, Major.
Hog, some of the hog. Knob and a hog?
It'll only take a minute, I promise.
What is the square root of an onion?
This will just take a minute. Police business.
Can you give us a minute?
This'll take a minute, Bruce.
Could you please just give me a minute?
Well, I couldn't afford a PC when I was 8.
I know you gotta get to work. This will only take a couple minutes, please.
Did you have a Club Penguin account?
No.
Me neither. I didn't get it.
I had Webkins.
Same.
All right.
Yeah, but Club Penguin was free. That was for the poor kids.
Did you do Tropicana, or what was it called? Not
Tropic Thunder?
Tropicana. That's the orange juice. Tropicana. What am I thinking of?
I said, I'm not going to read this one. But I said, how about a real message for the people? And then he said this.
I'm not reading this out loud. Oh, that would be good.
So we'll leave that up to the imagination, too. No, I don't know. Top
Tropica or something?
That's right. Pop Tropica.
Pop Tropica.
Yeah. No,
Nice.
I didn't have that.
I played it every once in a while in the computer lab.
Here's what I played.
I feel bad. Wait, real quick. I feel bad because I was hoping we wouldn't remember it, and it would be a good thing to get people to comment. Like, hey, comment if you know what we're talking about.
Take it
out. We figured it out too soon.
So computer games when you were a child. Good topic. You ever play Line Rider?
No.
Actually, I have a computer right here, so maybe I could pull them up
Live
as
gameplay.
we. Hello, Deadpool. As we sort of talk, podcast style.
Sure.
Line Rider was cool. I played a lot of Farmville. You ever play Farmville? Facebook? People sending you like whatever. Did I tell this story on? I think I might have told this to you off air, on air. I don't know. But my grandmother famously would sign into my Facebook, or no, wait, was it? Maybe it wasn't so famous. Oh, so she would use like the family computer, when she lived with us, and sometimes I would still be signed into my Facebook, and she would just go on there and play like Farmville or whatever video games. So she would always like send those things like send to your friends, and then they send stuff back to you to use or whatever. And one day, some kid came up to me at school and said, "Stop sending me Farmville requests." This was like in high school. I was like, "What the hell? I haven't been on my Facebook in 4 years."
What are you talking about?
And then I went on, and apparently, like, my grandmother was just using it by accident, and she was like, "Why isn't anyone sending me stuff?" But she was just spamming all my friends.
Yeah, because they're all 16.
Yeah. And that also reminded me of the time where my dad, I think me and my dad, like, had the same email account associated with different Facebooks. So the passwords would be different, but the email account was the same. And one time he signed into my account and posted a status that he thought was a direct message to somebody. And it said, "How much is the motorcycle you're selling?" But that came up as a status of me talking. And my cousin said, "Your dad is accidentally doing a status for you." And then I went to my Facebook and deleted it on the spot. And it's been gone ever since.
Oh, that's funny.
But anyway, what you played something?
No, I don't remember. There was a website. Me and my cousin Colin, shout out, discovered ourselves. It was called like 123 Games or something.
Yeah. Something like that.
It was just something weird that we just found, and then in second grade I showed everyone, and then everyone played it, and I felt like the coolest kid in town. And I literally have no memory of what it was called.
You never played this? This is the
No.
guy, and then you sort of go woohoo, whoa, and then you do like sort of that, and then he rides it.
Oh, cool.
Oh, I didn't do a good one.
It teaches you physics or something.
I have no idea. It was awesome though. I don't know how to get rid of this. Oh, so look, maybe that doesn't work. So we do a little jump, and then we do a little wee, sort of one of these.
He's gonna cut his head off.
I don't think it's gonna work.
Decapitated. Oh my god.
Oh, okay, but you get the idea.
Yeah.
Used to play a lot of that. Played a lot of Webkins. They're probably long dead, right? If I haven't been on in a long time.
I tried to log into my account. Nothing came up.
I would kill
Welcome to the curio shop.
I would kill you to
what you're
figure out what my
looking
password
for.
is.
I remember mine.
What is it?
Some German word for the username, and the password was Bruce Wayne.
There's a lot. I mean, this is just completely irrelevant, but there's a lot of basketball stuff happening right now. Because the draft is tomorrow.
DraftKings.
We'll get to that in a second, remind me, because I want to talk about Bronny James and nepotism. But before that, it's not tomorrow. It was 2 weeks ago. I don't know when this is.
Oh, yeah.
No, I play a lot of that. You ever play Stick Wars?
No. I played PBS Kids games. The dog from PBS Kids, he had like a roller coaster building game. Reminds me of that. Anyone at home remember what I'm talking about?
You ever play the Impossible Quiz? Let's see. Leave. Let's see. If you haven't done this, I want to see how many questions you can get right. All right.
I'm very smart. I am very smart.
Okay. Oh, excuse me.
What was that?
I mean, if people know what this is, they're the real OGs. Okay, go.
Oh,
how many holes in a pole? This
like
is, by the way,
shirt?
this is a genius idea.
There's
Playing games.
One on the one in the bottom. 2 sleeves. That's 2. 1 for the neck. But you got to think of the buttons, and there's 2 buttons on a polo. So I'm gonna say 6.
Well, that's not one of the options.
Where's Okay, 4.
Okay, is that your final answer?
Sure. Was that right?
Yes.
Oh.
Can a
I
match?
forgot about the buttonholes.
Can a matchbox? The options are yes, no, but a tin can. Yes, one being Mike Tyson.
So I'm saying, if I don't answer this, I'm an idiot?
No, it's an impossible quiz.
Oh, can a matchbox? Yes, 1 beat Mike Tyson. I'm going to say no, but a tin can.
And that would be correct. All right, this one is,
What?
let's see if you can figure this one out.
Answer this question backwards.
Whoa!
Okay. KO.
Is that your answer?
Yeah.
This guy's on fire. Oops. Which one is it?
Click the word answer.
This guy is electric. Okay, now tell me what to do.
Just click.
I have to.
You go around the white or something? Can you do that?
This guy. I mean, you want to talk about the dumbest person of all time? Harrison, right here. Okay, good luck.
The square root of an onion. I never thought I needed it. No, the answer to this. What is the square root of an onion?
Yeah. I never beat this, by the way.
I'm gonna say shallots. I mean, that's a small.
Of course
onion.
you are, and that's just the answer. How are you doing this? How are you doing this?
I'm gonna say really big. I mean, it tells you in the question.
Oh
No!
Uh-oh. Folks, can he get past question 7?
Oh shit.
Oh my god.
I mean, an elephant is really big. I feel like Norm Macdonald at the end of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Is that what you want me to pick?
What?
You want me to pick an elephant?
I mean, that word answer is written really big.
Mm-hmm. And infinity is large.
I mean, infinity is larger than an elephant. And an elephant, I'm going to say infinity.
Final answer?
Sure. Shit. How'd I die? I had 2 lives left.
I think this might just be an ad.
Oh.
Okay, so the point of that game is that the answers are just there's no logic to any of it. It's hilarious. I knew you were gonna get shallots or whatever. Do we get one more? Okay, here we go. One more. I actually don't remember which one it is.
No, I'm nervous. I mean, let's just say answer. I mean, an elephant is bigger than answer, but
You're dead. Anyway, I don't know how many questions that is, but do you see it here on the bottom? Well, we won't do this again. But you see, like, you get skips. Like every checkpoint, you get skips.
Mm-hmm.
If you the biggest plot twist ever is at the end of the game. It says use all your skips and you win. So if you use any of them at any point throughout the game, you can't beat it. And I was like, wow, M. Night Shyamalan, eat your heart out. But yeah, that's anyway.
Nice. I'm still pissed off at that, though. They forgot about the buttonholes.
It's not. It's nothing. What are you talking about?
But I'm just saying. I mean, it's a hole.
But yeah, we did a lot of that. Did a lot of Geometry Dash. There it is, right there.
Yep, Geometry Dash.
Classic.
There was one called like Black. It was like the first
Black?
game. Black. BLEK. It
Is
was
that
like,
you eat the other things and you get bigger?
no, that's like something.io.
Yeah, it is. Why do we both know that?
That's a classic game. I can't remember what that was called. I mean, something.io.
I could call Silas. Would that be fun?
Sure.
I'm gonna call him.
The Black was like, it was kind of like Line Rider, where it was different puzzles and you had to draw a shape that would solve the puzzle. And it was like the first app I ever
I'm gonna
purchased.
ask him what games he played. I'm gonna say he's gonna say Club Penguin and Stick Wars. Okay. Let's see if he answers. We're calling Silas. He might be beyond the grave. He might be in jail.
Yeah.
If he doesn't answer, that's gonna be embarrassing.
You have reached the Utah County
I'm with my family.
Sheriff's Department.
I don't think he's gonna answer me. This is embarrassing. Yeah, you know what's interesting about Webkins? That's
That is embarrassing.
What's interesting about Webkins is that you would think we would have gotten made fun of for having them.
No way.
No way, Jose! Like, it was awesome. It was so cool.
I mean, maybe in high school. I don't know. How long did you play for?
I probably stopped in like 3rd grade.
Yeah.
But still, I
Hey.
feel like by then people were throwing the G word around. You know what I mean? And it's just, I guess you could say gay.
Right.
I didn't want anyone
That's
to
what
think
they're
I
called.
was doing maybe like an Asian thing. I was not. But yeah,
No, that's gee.
just to a grinding halt. There's an Impossible Quiz 2, Electric Boogaloo.
They came up with another.
I saw Inside Out again today
Oh, you did?
with my mother.
Oh,
It was more
the
packed.
second one?
Yes. It
How-
was more packed than it was the first night.
Uh-huh.
And there's a lot of adults, a lot of tears again.
Oh.
It's a phenomenal film.
And what is this again?
Inside Out?
Or I mean,
What?
what happened? What's the difference between the first one and this?
I can't tell you. I don't want to spoil it. There's new emotions.
Okay.
And they introduced like a belief system.
Oh.
Yeah, it's very cool.
So it's genetic.
It's not.
Oh.
It's not. What are the speaking of genetics, what are the odds of a human being alive? Is it in the trillions?
I mean, for me, it was 100%.
Sure, but like, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like we're not even talking about like sperm. There's a
We're
lot
not?
of those, like 300 million. I mean like your parents meeting, your grandparents meeting,
Yeah.
their grandparents meeting, everyone meeting.
I know, but I mean, if you want to include sperm, which I do because I love it.
Because there's 300 million.
Yeah. Okay. So you can narrow it down to your grandparent. Your grandparent meets this lady.
No, I'm not.
But imagine his sperm. He's got 300 million sperm, and then the next guy's got 300 million.
Yeah.
Sperm.
I'm not saying disregard that. I'm saying like 1 in 400 trillion. That somehow seems low, doesn't it?
Also, how do they know?
How can you quantify that?
Because like, what are the? That's I mean, I get that's the general answer, but also like my grandmother was an immigrant, my grandfather was an immigrant.
Well, okay.
The odds that who I hate, by the way.
We're keeping politics out of this show.
the odds of them both moving here and then moving to a new city where they both met there and yada yada yada. Like that's got to be more than 400. If that's the average, it's got to be more than 400 trillion that they would bump into each other.
There's a joke. Oh, what is it?
Don't actually hate them, by the way.
What is it? What is it? What is a? I can't speak. What is one of the ways people say like what is it? Masturbating is like hob and a nog, or what is it? Something with hogs and knobs.
Slob on the knob?
No. Oh, what is it? It'll make sense. Hog. Something with a hog. Knob and a hog. So just imagine that that's what it is. Somebody said we are the hogs our fathers never knobbed.
Oh.
You get it now?
Maybe throw up.
I made you feel.
That was so disgusting.
Was that worth it?
Yeah.
If you think about it.
So that too, if you want to add in that, not
you ever
just...
think you just flushed the next Michael Jordan right down the toilet?
Yeah, I mean...
or the next Ted Bundy?
I'm white. Yeah, okay, more likely Ted Bundy. If you want to include that too, like think of it if your great-great-grandfather tried to hob his knob right before his first date, or I mean by then it would probably be marriage, but whatever.
Love and marriage.
Yeah, that's weird too. He could have gotten rid of me, but he didn't. Wow.
You're just getting rid of...
I'm having an existential
I'm getting a
crisis.
call. Hello. You're on the air.
I am?
I have to ask you a very important question.
Okay, let's hear it.
Oh, he's so drunk. It's not even funny. What?
How do you know that?
I need you to just list a couple old computer games you played when you were a kid. Like you just went on a browser and you were like, I'm going to play this when you were like 9.
When I was like 9,
Yeah.
there was this one game that was kind of like a math computer game.
Okay. Sort of a loser.
It was kind of like a puzzle-ish sort of game where you got to get to the center of the Tootsie Pop or whatever.
Okay. What else?
You know?
Got a couple more? I predicted you would say a few. You haven't even come close yet.
Pac-Man.
0 for 2 I am.
I used to play Pac-Man growing up.
He's so drunk.
What else did I play? Oh, I played on Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Okay.
That was a defining game in my life.
That's not on the computer though.
Well, I couldn't afford a PC when I was 8.
I thought you were gonna say Stick Wars and Club Penguin.
Stick Wars was great.
Club Penguin?
I never really got into Club Penguin. I think I played it like 2 or 3 times.
Speaking of penguin, we told everybody that you were in prison because you went to a zoo and shot up the local penguins.
Comment.
Sounds about right.
And what do you have to say for yourself?
Fuck those penguins. Dude.
Okay, goodbye.
Yeah. Okay, goodbye.
I hope that picked anything up. He's very drunk. It's crazy.
Well, being drunk on the show, Silas, very unprofessional.
I know. You're drinking... Is this the first time you drank tequila on the show?
No. The
Next question.
Jonathan Majors episode
That
was ruined because of tequila.
Well, no, because you were like, I can't talk about it. You're a big MCU guy, and you're just really upset they had the recasting. So straight for the tequila. Da.
But I did, yeah. I switched off a beer because it was adding too many unwanted pounds.
But anyway, all this to say, we're miracles. Think about that. We're just miracles. You ever look at like a crowd of people and think, how does every single person look different? How are there so many combinations of people?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
There is a guy, I wish I had access to my phone. There's a guy from Holland or whatever. I have a cousin in Scotland that was visiting some European bullcrap country. And she took a picture of a guy that looked just like me. So there are people out there that look like us, but you just have to be lucky enough to have an English cousin who can go find them. Not English, but Scottish, whatever.
There was a guy, I can't think of his name now. It's not Seth Meyers is a famous person.
Rodni Rabord. Yeah, he's the night show host.
I don't want to say his name because it might be
The Late Show with Seth Meyers. What is it? I don't know.
Let's see if I could find him. Was this him? I don't remember. There's a guy that looked identical to me. I might have said this to you or on air or something before. That went to a school 15 minutes down the road, and when I started working at my first job, which was a greenhouse, there were some people from my high school, high school, and then some people from that high school, and they thought I was the other one.
Yeah.
The other guy
Maybe
that I
you
wanted
did
to
tell
see.
me that. That sounds familiar.
And then I saw him once. Yeah, I definitely told you this.
Yeah.
I saw him, and because he was aware of me and I was aware of him, because people would come up to us and say, "You look like this person."
Yeah.
And I almost went up to him and said, "I feel like we're supposed to take a picture." But if on the off chance he had no idea what I was talking about, he would be like, "Get away from me." So I didn't do it. I regret it to this day. Are we recording?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. The only similar story I have to that is about my brother, which isn't as fun because whatever.
Well, that makes sense. You're related.
No.
Obviously, you would look alike.
But it is funny though. To go back for a second about like how these people look alike. It's odd that even someone like I look like me because my mom and dad, but then they had another kid and he doesn't look like me.
It's very strange. Also, wait, to go back even further, I said, isn't it weird that everybody looks different? And you go, yeah, except I know someone who's like in a different country who looks like me. And I'm like, yeah, I knew someone 50 minutes down the road who looked exactly like me, actually.
Yeah, but I probably told you this story after you said that because it's my only story. There's a kid, I guess, that looks like my brother, but went to high school with my brother. And they played on the soccer team together, and they knew each other. And my grandparents are, what's it called, snowbirds or something? They've moved down to Florida.
Lovebirds.
No, they hate each other, but they live in Florida for the summers or whatever, the winters.
They migrated.
They migrated south, and
They immigrated.
They did. They saw this kid though that looked like my brother, so they went up to him. It was just some random kid in Florida from their perspective. I spoiled the story, by the way, because I'm so drunk. But they went up to this kid in Florida and said, "You look just like our grandson." And I guess it came up, "Oh, well, what's your grandson's name?" And they were like, "Luke Brinker," and he said, "I know Luke Brinker. I play soccer with him."
That's very weird.
And they're like, "Cool." I guess that's the end of the story.
That's very strange.
That's interesting.
Oh, what was I gonna say?
Do you have because I have one. Do you have a story of just like bumping into someone completely random on a very random thing?
No, but
Great
I
interviewer.
do remember. You just reminded me. So my parents used to have a company called All Aboard Travel.
Yeah.
And they basically just used it to like get free hotel rooms because we would be like critics for the hotel room
Yeah.
or whatever. And that's how we like stayed at the same hotels the Raiders stayed in. We like ate dinner like right next to the owner. It was very scary.
Oh.
But my
He has
dad
a
had
nice
a
girlfriend now.
my dad, and by the way, that's why my channels are All Aboard Blank because of that.
All
So
aboard?
my dad had business cards, All Aboard Travel, Rodney Laborde, and I guess he dropped one. And the person called the number.
Drop the one. It's cleaner.
Person who called the number. We were at a hotel in Buffalo, and he's a Bills fan. He's not from Buffalo. It doesn't matter.
Buffalo.
And I'm pretty sure this is what happened. I was very young, but I'm pretty sure someone said, "Hi, is this Rodney Laborde?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "I found your number. I found the card. You must have dropped your card in the lobby. I'd love to come down and meet you." And my dad said, "Okay." And he said, "What's your name?" And he goes, "Rodney Laborde." They had the same exact name.
Oh, that
he
is
found a
awesome.
card on the ground with his name. If that happened to me, I would kill myself. I would think, this is the Truman Show. There's the FBI
Yeah.
is going to kill him. Something bad is about to happen.
There ain't enough room for the two of us.
Yeah,
I
and
think
they
you kill
weren't
yourself.
they didn't have any relatives that were the same. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, they had the same exact name.
And you're like, and my son has the same name.
Not true.
Pretty much though.
My dad hates that when he goes Rodney Jr. And I'm like, I'm not a junior. But yeah, that was very weird.
The only
What are the odds of that?
yeah,
And it's not like a common name.
well, you're right.
Common
I have
enough.
even last name. Like I don't know anyone else with the last name Laborde. I don't know anyone else with the last name Brinker.
Well, I know a couple people with the last name Laborde.
Like your parents.
And my sister. Oh, my sister. That's actually not true. Anyway, go ahead.
This is falling apart. I did Google once, so like other Harrison Brinkers in the world, and I think there was one in like the 1800s.
Convicted
and I found
rapist.
his birth certificate. It must be genetic.
Okay.
Although I'm not convicted. That was a joke. I'm not even.
You can't
I
do that
never
on
even
live.
attempted.
You can't do that on live.
What's going up? So, no, the only story I have like that is I matched with this girl on Tinder once, and we became close friends, and then fell out of love. But like a year later, I flew to Denver for a funeral, and on the flight back, she got up to go to the I didn't know she was on the flight. I'm telling these stories so terrible. I'm spoiling them before the fun part. Anyway, I'm on this flight for coming back from Denver, flying into Harrisburg, and this girl gets up and to go to the bathroom, and when she walks back, I see this girl sit down, and I go, "Oh my God, I know that girl." And then at baggage claim, I walk up to her. I'm like, hello? And it was this girl that I had talked to but never met in real life. And yeah, that story sucks. But it was just
No, that's a great story.
very weird of like, we've talked for however long and completely separately
Forever
had these
Long.
flights. Yeah, forever.
Good name of a movie.
Forever Long?
Yeah. Sort of a Pippi Longstocking biopic / origin story.
Yeah.
And then the trailer is like, oh, I wish I knew any other words of that song besides the chorus. It'd just be like a slow, dumbed down version of Forever Young.
Oh, yeah. Let's dance in style. Let's
I
dance
wanna
for
be
a while.
forever. You see the trailer for Venom: The Last Dance?
No.
Oh, it just looks terrible. Have you seen the first two? Yeah. You seen both of them?
Yeah.
It's just like, what's happening? Reese Ifans is in it, the friggin' lizard.
Oh, really?
But so what does that mean? Well, I don't know if he's playing the lizard, but he's in the trailer.
Oh, wait, right. And now isn't Venom in the MCU?
Venom. No, he got ripped out of it at the end. Well, Tom Hardy got ripped out of it, but Venom is still there. But they show that scene of like, they show the bar that he's in, which is in the MCU.
Yeah.
And the bartender like, yeah, there's a little goop here. So that's like in the. It's just a nightmare. It's just an absolute nightmare.
Is Woody Harrelson in it?
Did he die?
I don't know. Yeah, I was gonna say he might have died.
There's gonna be carnage. God, those movies are terrible.
Is Michael Mando in the first one then?
Michael Mando? He's in Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yeah, but
He's in
What
nowhere
am I
near the
thinking
Venom
of?
movies.
what's the scene?
You're thinking of? Oh, you're racist.
Like he's walking in prison. Is that Spider-Man then? That Michael Mando's in the prison.
And he's like, "Who's Spider-Man?" He's like, "If I knew, I would
Yeah.
have to kill you." That's
What am
Michael
I-
Keaton at the end of Homecoming.
No shit.
But that is all undone by the end of No Way Home because nobody knows Peter Parker exists. So that scene is completely for nothing. Also, Michael Keaton is in Morbius.
He is?
Yeah, you've never seen the post-credit scene for Morbius?
No.
Oh, I'm
I
pulling it up right.
was shied away from it. Everyone
It
said
is
was
the
terrible.
most embarrassing thing ever. I heard, not that you're going to give a rat's ass, that Sony's currently casting a live-action Miles Morales.
Oh.
So they're finally doing it.
And
Yeah.
who is it?
I don't know. Some guy, I guess. Dude, this is so embarrassing.
This is the Morbius end credits?
Yep. Look, it's you recognize that? No Way Home looking ass. So for just no apparent reason, Michael Keaton just gets zapped into Morbius universe. Look at him. Look
Is
at
he
him.
supposed to be the Falcon or whatever?
Yeah, he's Adrian Toomes.
Cool guy.
And they interviewed Michael Keaton about this. He's like, I have no idea what the fuck is going on. I just show up and they pay me.
I'm Batman.
Hope
Yeah.
the food's better in this joint.
Is that it?
No.
Developing at the Manhattan Detention Center when a man identifying himself as Adrian Toomes simply appeared in an otherwise empty cell. A hearing has
So,
been set that could
we're gonna let him
lead to
out.
his immediate release.
Okay, so this goes, and then Morbius is like, oh, I gotta meet this guy. And then Michael Keaton somehow has his costume, even though it's a different universe, and he didn't get teleported with it. This is so bad, dude. You've never seen this? This is a 3-minute long post-credit scene. Watch this shit, dude.
Thanks for meeting me, Doc. I've been reading about you.
I'm listening.
I'm not sure how I got here. Has to do with Spider-Man, I think. I'm still figuring this place out, but I think a bunch of guys like us should team up. Could do some good.
Intriguing.
Intriguing, yes.
That's the whole scene. So I guess like these two and like Madam Web and Venom were all supposed to be like a thing, and then Aaron Taylor Johnson has a Craven movie coming. It's just pathetic.
What is Morbius? Is he good?
I have no clue. He's like an anti-hero. I don't have no idea.
It's too much for me.
It's too much, and they don't even know. Like apparently the Madam Web thing was like it was supposed to be Andrew Garfield's universe, but then they were like, no, let's change it to Tom Holland's universe. But they filmed it all as if it was in the 90s, and that wouldn't make any sense because Tom Holland would be too old. So then they had to get rid of all the 90s references. It's just a nightmare. They have no idea what's going on. It's very fun,
They
though.
painted themselves into a corner.
But anyway, Venom 3 looks like it's bad.
I can only imagine.
It's called The Last Dance.
But I do like Tom Hardy. Is Tom Hardy still in it?
Yeah,
So
he's
it's still
fun.
just Sony.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. That I can get behind.
Yeah, but the argument is like Spider-Man in the MCU is like good but boring, where in Sony it's like bad but fun.
Yeah.
So it's like I could see the argument of like let's get him back in there just to see what happens if he's
Right.
in an absolute shit show. Tom Holland just like what fighting Madam Web and Morbius. Anyway, bad movies.
Yeah, that's annoying.
How did we get there? Michael Keaton.
I think you just asked.
Oh, I just said, did you see the Venom?
Or
trailer?
Venom, yeah.
But why do they? Oh, because they just do ground control
Oh,
to
yeah,
Major Tom, and it's just like
I know. I can't even remember what I was listening to the other day, and it made me mad that it was just one of those bits on a podcast, just bullshit, where it's like, how did I not come up with that? How does no one else come up with that? Just making fun of trailers that do that, where they're like,
that's like the new thing.
"Welcome to the jungle."
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
a reference to Joe List. It was Joe List who said it, so I don't want to steal that.
Well, I'll steal a PMI joke. They were like, if they did another Jurassic World movie and like Blue, like the little raptor.
Oh yeah.
It would be like, yo, listen up. Here's the story. I'm Blue.
Why is everyone doing that?
Well, it used to be like Nolan changed the world because every trailer used to be.
That's what I was gonna say. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Yeah.
And now it's just let's take a really cool song and make it bad,
Make it very slow
and sad and scary.
Let's dance in style.
Wait, we should come up with like modern, like if Goodfellas came out today, it would be like, oh no, but that's already slow. I was going to do, and now, but that's already slow. What would it be like?
Oh God, I'm not good with music.
It would be like,
all the music I know is shitty and no one knows.
No, it'd be like it'd be like Fly Me to the Moon. And it'd be like from the director of Taxi Driver. And then starring the guy from Taxi Driver.
Right. Starring a guy you don't know. The man from Home Alone.
That's very funny. How long until we remake Scorsese's movies? We have to kill him first?
Oh, yeah.
Here's an idea. What if...
That's a very good point, by the way. You can go ahead. But that's
what if a director
idea.
remade his own movie? What if Scorsese was like, I'm going to do Goodfellas again?
I think he did with Casino.
And the Irishman. That's true. Wait, he's the one director that you can't do that. No, 30 years from now, if Nolan was like, I got a different take on Inception.
Yeah.
I'm down. I'm only down for remakes if it's the same director.
Now, what is the argument with like Taxi Driver is just Joker?
Other way around. Other way around.
Right. Yeah, wait, which
well, no, it's half Joker, half King of Comedy.
Both Scorsese will give him the credit he deserves.
100% Joaquin.
What?
Oh, what's the song? They did that for Joker. What the world needs now. But I'm going to let that slide because it's a musical.
Oh, wait, yeah, for the second one.
Yeah.
Because what was the song? What did we both think it was? This isn't even important. I'm just focusing on stupid.
I was just about to start singing "Have Yourself a Merry." No, we thought it was "Come with Me."
Oh yeah.
And you'll be.
That would be a funny song.
Oh, what's that? That song is going to be a trailer. That's going to be Jumanji 4 when they like do it dark and gritty. It's going to be like in a world of pure imagination. They're going to get like John Mayer to cover it or something. That's a very funny bit. We should do that. We should just make our own trailers. They do that like modern, or it's like it reminds me of you've seen like hold on, give me a movie
Dumb and Dumber. Like Dumb and Dumber as a thriller.
Dumb and
because I know that exists.
No,
if that's what you're talking about,
let's see if this exists. Came out in 2007. I don't know if this will. Oh my God, it exists.
What the hell?
Do you know these bits?
God, this is more impressive than us.
Meme?
No, this is more impressive than us being alive. Are the odds that you type that in and it comes right up?
But this is the end of the movie, right?
Yeah.
Well, I hope this is the bit.
Favorite movie of all time, everybody.
You'll have to excuse my friend. He's a little slow. The town is back that way.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Two lucky guys.
You've never seen this meme?
No.
It's just the ending of Transformers.
Don't worry, we'll catch our breakthrough. Just gotta keep our eyes open.
Oh, Oh man.
But they do that with literally every single movie.
I've never heard that in my life.
Oh, it's so good.
That's funny.
Dude. It's so good.
I'm very impressed.
Keep talking. Let me see if I can find one more.
Dumb and Dumber. I love to. No, I don't know. I was gonna say Dumb and Dumber 2, but don't actually do that.
We can't do that one. We can't.
Seinfeld finale.
I mean, we could do Obi-Wan just because it's fun. This is not a spoiler, but.
This message is a warning and a reminder for any surviving Jedi. Trust in the Force. And
This show's so embarrassing, but there's one good episode.
we will each be challenged. Our trust, our faith,
Oh, no shit.
our friendships.
Oh yeah, this is cool.
But we must persevere.
Hello.
And in time, a new hope will emerge. Hello there.
Oh, that's cool.
Hey, that's kind of make it. He does say that in the show.
I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for bullshit.
I will say, I'm pretty sure there's an edit of the Obi-Wan show. I usually hate this shit, but there's an edit of the Obi-Wan show that just turned it into an hour-and-a-half movie because there is a good show in there about Anakin and Obi-Wan, and there's flashbacks and stuff. But then there's like this other thing with like this other evil person that like it just doesn't matter, and they were like, well, we got to make it a TV show, pad the runtime.
Yeah.
So if you just watch the hour-and-a-half movie edit, it's pretty good.
Well, isn't that the one you said that it was supposed to be a movie and they turned it into a show?
Yeah.
So it's in there somewhere.
Disney Plus is the end of all of this. I've been saying that for years. I've been saying it for years. I've been saying it for years. Disney's very bad. That's DeSantis. I don't have a DeSantis.
It is?
No, DeSantis is the one that thinks Disney's evil.
Right.
No, I wasn't doing. But yeah, anyway. Hello there. Don't be afraid.
Really? Anything else? I'll go into my notes here. But
No.
I'm glad to
Hold
keep
on.
it organic.
Did we talk about Disney stole my
No.
virginity? No. They stole that mouse. They stole my idea for the live action stuff. Did we talk about this?
No.
Well, my idea, like, I hate the live action remakes. I've said this because it's like they're just doing
I split that all over my legs.
to attract dogs. Beautiful dogs.
Go down there. They're gonna get drunk.
No. I hate the live action remakes because it's like what's the benefit? Just so we could see Beauty and the Beast look not as cool live action.
Yeah.
So my idea was they should be doing live action sequels to the animated movies. So it's we get to see them in real life, and now we've upgraded it, and we're gonna tell a new story. And they're doing that with this Mufasa movie. Do you know about this?
No.
There's a Mufasa movie coming out. It's a prequel to The Lion King, and it's live action. And it's a sequel because, like, Donald Glover, he's, like, telling the story of his dad, Mufasa.
But is it a prequel to or a sequel to the 90s Lion King?
Doesn't
Or
matter. It's the same movie. The 2019
Fair enough.
live action movie is the exact same movie beat for beat. And remember we showed you the Uncanny Valley? Like, it just looks like animals?
Yeah.
They gave them expressive faces. So now the lions are like, whoa, but they still look real.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you. This really burns my crotch. It's like,
That's by the way, that is the new grinds my gears. This really burns my crotch.
it does. I mean, I'm scared. I'm not
You
gonna
literally spilled it on your. It looks like you peed. But
I'm not gonna take my pants off.
Are you gonna? Do you need to go to the hospital?
Nah.
Get to your notes so we can get you out of here in one piece.
No, I like that idea.
But they stole my idea.
It is. I had a point, but I completely forget it. And if I sit here and think about it, it'll take me 20 minutes. Here's this is a heavy hitter, by the way. I wrote this when I was a little more sober. Hollywood is a place for perverts. But is it the chicken or the egg? That is the question.
Did you say perverts?
Yeah.
Okay, I do have a take on this. That's it?
No. Well, I don't know. I have notes here, but like, just thinking about all the. This is more like 2017, but like sexual assault allegations, whether it's Harvey Weinstein or
A hard turn from Obi-Wan.
I know. I'm so sorry. But this is just what I had prepared. The
burning your crotch.
What's his name? Kevin Spacey. Like, and not that when I heard those accusations, I certainly didn't go, "Oh, this is blown out of proportion." But you heard so many of this come out of. You've heard so many of them come out of Hollywood, and after a while, you get, I guess, what's called example exhaustion of just hearing the same thing over and over. Like
the real ones get like buried, kind of.
Yeah. So, but maybe it is
like the criticism of the Acolyte. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, just like, so it's not to say that blown out of proportion, but I mean, certainly, like, even very minor instances of these.
Very what?
Minor. Oh, pun intended. Not intended.
Not
It's
fun.
real. I mean, it really is burning. It's really hurting myself. Like, it's not to say that blown out of proportion means that they're not warranted at all, but just like maybe, or the question is it the chicken or the egg? Where you see someone like Chris D'Elia got accused of like this weird, talking to a minor. Kevin Spacey did this weird gay stuff, and then
the gay stuff doesn't make it weird.
Yeah,
it was weird before the gay stuff.
Right. Yeah, he was gay and sexually assaulted a man. I only include the gay thing just so you knew what I was talking about.
And then use it as a platform to come out.
No, it's cool. I'm gay. But then the Harvey Weinstein, obviously, like there's certainly levels to it, but it does bring up the question, like maybe this is just like, is Hollywood a place for the people that already have this in their psyche to go? Like, is it an attention thing? This isn't. I don't know what my point of bringing this up is.
You're trying to break down the psyche of Hollywood. Because it seems to happen a lot. Well, it's interesting. I don't know. I do think, isn't it like the thing where it's like you could look up your local sex offender thing and you'd be shocked about how many people around you are sex offenders? It just might be because they're in the public eye. There's like, oh, there's another one. But I think if you just walked into a grocery store, you'd be surprised how many people also think.
Right, yeah. If you broke down every grocery store employee, you'd probably see just as many percentage-wise of people that were like, did some weird sex stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're in the public eye, so it's more obvious. Or like everyone knows who you're talking about when you say these people did these things. So we're on the same page with that. I don't know. So maybe it is that. I guess that's like the other side. Not that I don't agree with that, but it's like it could very well just be that.
Yeah, I don't even know if I agree with that. That's just the first thing that popped into my head.
But it's a good point. I don't know why I brought this up.
No, that's a good talking point. I could bounce off of this kind of.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, and also
the only other thing I had is something I already said. For whatever reason, these people who molest are attracted to this attention.
It does feel like that. It's very strange. Yeah, we need like a psychiatrist on the show to talk about that. Silas would be the good person to do that. I'm not going to call him because you heard.
Psychiatrist, that's what we call him.
We don't.
That's what we call him.
We don't.
Yeah,
I'm so excited for those debates. I am, but I'm not, because it's going to be so sad.
It was so sad. This already happened.
Yeah. This already happened. Another good name for the podcast. Wait a second.
Fanning myself.
Oh, no, we're live stream. Oh, it doesn't matter. I was going to say, should we promote the live stream? It's already happened. God damn it.
And even if we don't live stream it, it happened last week.
People being perverted. I've seen takes about perversion with directors in Hollywood, but not even perversion like sexual, like just being perverts in terms of like I've seen people say like David Fincher is a pervert, but not in terms of like he's going to assault somebody, but in terms of like he knows what the audience wants to see. Like Gone Girl is a perverted movie, but he knows all you weirdos are gonna watch it.
Yeah,
like he can tap into that without being a creepy weirdo.
Yeah.
So his movies, like Zodiac or like shit like that, he knows it's uncomfortable and people shouldn't like this, but they gravitate towards it.
Right.
So that might be it too, where it's like there's some people in Hollywood that know that there's people out there like that, so they're gonna like lean into it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I thought that was interesting.
That is
Fincher's
interesting.
a pervert. From what I've been told.
You heard it here first, folks.
I like Social Network. It's a great film.
Yeah, I mean, I already regret bringing this up because I feel like I should have had a point, and I don't. It's not that it's uncomfortable, but I'm like, I brought that up, and then I'm like,
it was just funny to bring it up after talking about me going like, yeah, Mufasa looks good.
Yeah. You know who made it? Perverts. No, I don't know. That's just something that made me, like, I've kind of changed my mind in the whole thing, because you hear these things, and after, like I said, after a while you just kind of like, it's obviously doesn't take away from the seriousness of it, but after hearing so many examples, you're just like, all right, I get it, maybe. But it does bring up the question, like, if you isolate each incident and really look into it, like, yeah, why are these people like that? Is it, like we said, is every industry like that, whether it's grocery stores or Hollywood?
I think it. Well, I will say, I mean, when you're a famous person, you tend to throw your power around. Like, there might be a grocery store employee who thinks like that but can never act on it, because when are they going to be in a position to do that?
Right.
That's going to happen once, and then they're going to be in prison. Kevin Spacey might be able to get away with it because it's like, well, I'm not going to get.
Yeah,
Kevin
you could
Spacey.
go from $10 an hour to 11.
Yeah,
just hang out with me.
Exactly.
Like that's just gross.
Yeah, I
Like,
think that's probably it too.
Yeah.
That's why it's like the Deshaun Watson thing. He he settled, and he technically, I don't like. From what I get, from what I read about it, and from what I believe, is that I think he wasn't like visibly, he wasn't like forceful with anyone, but basically he was like, I'm Deshaun Watson, like, you're not gonna do this. Where it's like, fuck that, like, I hate you now, like, you're a scumbag. I'm never gonna root for you again. Because it's one thing to force somebody to do that, but it's another thing to like manipulate them into doing that.
Right.
And obviously, like, look, they're all terrible. It's all bad. But that's where it's like, no, I'm gonna do this and get away with it because I didn't do anything wrong. They were just acting on just because I'm a famous. They didn't have to do it. It's like, dude, you're a scumbag, and he's making $60 million. It's just not fair. It's not fair.
So the only reason I regret bringing it up is because the only point is a question, which is like chicken or the egg. Where it's like, okay, but did
Which
Deshaun?
is an impossible question to answer.
Yeah, like
literally the most philosophical question you could bring up.
Like, did Deshaun Watson?
Was he always?
Would
like
he
this?
do that if he were a grocery store employee?
No, I don't think he would because he would not be Deshaun Watson.
Okay, okay.
You know what I mean?
There's the answer.
But
perhaps.
But I think they are all isolated incidences.
Yeah.
Some people would just. I think maybe Harvey Weinstein probably would be a creepy douche.
Right. Yeah. I guess
scumbag.
that makes it. Yeah. You think about it like, okay, would Harvey Weinstein, like, if you say Harvey Weinstein has this in him, that implies that the reason he got into Hollywood is to do this sort of thing.
Maybe.
Like, I don't
Another
know
point.
whether or not that's true. But when
If
you
he
can't
was
see
running
the
a car
other side.
dealership, I still think he'd try to take advantage of people.
Okay, all right. So maybe it's the egg. I don't know what I've implied.
But
the chicken or
Deshaun
the
Watson
egg.
specifically feels like he was throwing his fame around.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he could do that if he was the same exact person, went into a massage parlor. They'd be like, get out of here.
Yeah.
But because it's Deshaun Watson, some of those girls like might be uncomfortable to say no. I
Yeah.
think that's why it's bad.
So maybe okay. So maybe it's not the fame thing. Like maybe.
I think they're all isolated incidents.
Yeah.
I guess that doesn't answer the question at all.
Some of these people did have that in them. Some of them didn't, but took advantage of the fact when they became famous, they did these things.
My question, two questions.
But that's not to say. Sorry, that's not to say that Kevin Spacey being gay is a choice.
My question is, what is the name of this episode going to be?
That's a good question.
I guess the one with Silas is missing or something.
Yeah, the Silas-less episode.
Oh, done.
This episode is Silas. All right, yeah, we'll figure it out.
Done. No, that's it. Good job. All right. Well, how do we move past that?
I got another one.
Okay, good.
It's another heavy hitter.
Great.
I'm just going to read exactly what I wrote in the notes. When I wrote these notes, I went, don't read these exactly like you did, but I've had enough tequila poured on my lap to read it. I don't want to see world news. I've completely changed my mind about Instagram and everything, where I look on Twitter and I go, oh, I want to see what's happening in the world. And that was a month ago. And now I've changed my mind where I go, I don't want to know anything. I just want to be ignorant. Yeah.
Welcome to the land of the living.
I just want to be a regular guy who just focuses on.
Yeah,
like,
we all get there at some point.
Yeah. Well, so it is in the 1800s. You're in a small town. You're playing Red Dead Redemption.
Extra.
Yeah, exactly. Where the newspaper, the biggest headline is your
Abe Lincoln's dead.
Yeah, Abe Lincoln's dead. JFK dies. Yes, I need to know that. But other than that, all I want to know is my doctor okay? Is my family okay? I don't need to know.
Is my doctor okay?
Is some guy from Tacoma a pedophile? That's terrible, but I don't need to know that. I don't know the guy from Tacoma. I don't know anyone from Tacoma.
I hardly know her.
But it's just like, okay, please, sorry. I don't need to know every single thing that's going on all the time. Especially, and not to go into a whole thing about like the news, they just try to plague your mind, but it's just like, I don't need to know everything. I don't want to know everything. It's sickening to hear just every bad thing that's going on in America.
Yeah, I hear you.
And
Me and Silas were kind of talking about this to bring up something he said when we were talking about the election that's coming up. I feel like, are we allowed to talk about the debates? I know it's technically going to be 2 weeks after, but we were saying like I saw someone say, I forget where it was, but like if Biden wins, like this is going to be historic. Yeah. Why? Because he's old? Like, would he be the first president to die in office? Like, someone was saying, like in a scary way, like this will be the first. Like, this is going to be bad.
Wait, was that his point that he's so because he's so
yeah,
old?
like it's going to be like a landmark moment if this guy wins again. And I was just thinking, and Silas made a good point. We've had how many presidents in our lifetime?
17.
Is that true?
45.
No,
46.
No, in our lifetime. Me and you.
Oh, in our lifetime. Well, I mean, I'm younger than you.
Start
I
at
had Bush, Obama, Trump, Biden. I had 4.
Okay, but and let's say like half of those, like kind of like you were aware when it was happening, the election. Okay.
Yeah.
Our lives don't change at all, president to president. They really don't. The gas price might go up or down a little. That's it, really. It just doesn't change. So, like, people getting so up in arms about it, and then they just move on.
Right.
They pack their lunch. They put on their boots, one leg in front of the other. It just doesn't matter. Yeah. So I'm excited to see the mass hysteria, no matter who wins. Yeah. Hopefully there's not another insurrection. I could do without that. It was kind of funny to get a story on the podcast. Right. Go back to the lost audio episode. But it's just funny to be like, oh, what am I going to tell my kids? That the world is being run by either a dictator or a zombie.
Right.
And then they just go to school the next day.
I know. Well, yeah. That's
then
the
we're
thing.
fine.
Like, in the last month, given all these notes or whatever, I've gotten closer and closer going, oh, none of this matters. And I understand there's, well, even like we said, isolated incidents or whatever. Like,
really matters.
You could point to Trump being like, well, he did this. But yeah, you could point to Biden doing something just as simple. Like, well, Biden did this. And it's just like, does it really matter? And here's something I said about...
Do you know Donald Trump's 78?
No way. No, I believe you.
He's 78 years old.
Yeah. Well, that was a funny thing, too.
He's
where
almost
like,
80 years old.
It was
80?
It was one thing.
Holy shit.
Like in 2020 when
he could die in office.
He
could easily have a heart attack and die.
Well, everyone's thing...
That wasn't a threat.
Everyone's thing in 2020 was like... Well, or everyone who supported Trump was like, well, Biden's too old. Where I'm like, well, what about 2024, where Trump is just as old as Biden was in 2020?
He doesn't present old.
Yeah.
Well, he's starting to now. With, like, you've seen the clips going around of him calling. You say like, Obama is such a bad president he's been lately. It's like, is anyone going to tell him it's not Obama?
Or it's like, look, great, yeah, Trump did great things. Biden's fantastic. But can we get back to a 35-year-old president? I mean, why was the last one we had JFK? And also, I'm drunk. It's
going to be Gavin Newsom, but he's like 60 by the time he's going to be in office. It's like, well, 60's a new 40.
Yeah.
Keep talking.
I don't want to say this. I got nothing. I'm so scared.
Keep talking.
No, I just think the news is very stupid. I think it's very annoying to focus on everything. I think you brought up a good point. That regardless of who the president is, it's all the same shit. I'm getting closer and closer to realizing that, none of this really matters. Of course, Trump does great things, Biden does great things, but they both do great things, they both do bad things. I mean, what's the difference? It goes back and regardless, it goes back and forth between like Republican, Democrat. You could go into a thing about but now we're far right, now we're far left. But I don't think it really matters.
I agree. I couldn't agree more. I can't find this clip. It's so funny. It's so funny.
My only point against like people talking against Biden, and this is from 2020, so maybe it's outdated, but like everyone said, "Oh, Biden's a puppet" when he was running in 2020. Biden's a puppet, and now they gets in, they go, "Can you believe Biden's doing this?" I'm like, "Well, is he a puppet or not? Is there someone behind him that's pulling the strings,
right? That's
like making these decisions?" But you now all of a sudden in 2024. Jeez, I'm really stuttering.
Well, that's funny. Yeah, you're about to see the same thing. Have you ever seen this clip?
No, but wait, real quick. Like now, all of a sudden, 2024, you're attributing all the bad things under the Biden administration to saying like, well, Joe Biden did it. I'm like, yeah, but 4 years ago you said that someone else was in charge. So which is it? And that's not me saying I'm pro-Biden or pro-Trump or whatever. But like, if your whole claim is that Biden's a puppet, then which is it? Like, is Biden in charge or not? You can't be mad about the decisions made under his administration if you also believe that someone else is in charge.
I was also thinking about this recently, and I'm not blaming Trump for this. I think it's just ironic. When in 2016, I was watching old clips of him and the Megyn Kelly where he's like, she's like, you called people dogs, and he's like, only a Rosie O'Donnell. But then he says, like, I think this world has gone too politically correct. Like, I tell it like it is, blah, blah, blah. So he gets elected in 2016, and then from 2016 to 2020, it was never a more sensitive time to say anything. Yeah. So it's like, wasn't it supposed to be the opposite? Like, oh, now we got a president who just, like, speaks off the cuff, and we're all supposed to be like that. And then it just tightened up, and nobody wanted to say anything. And I was like, I'm not blaming him. He's not supposed to tell us how to speak or whatever. But it was so funny where everyone was like, you know what? Yeah, we need somebody like that in office. And then we never said anything about anything ever.
Yeah. Well,
we became so sensitive while he was in office.
I'll steal this from Joe List where he did say
that rhymes.
He's like, this is a Joe List point. Don't be mad at me, but I do agree with it.
Joe, come on the show, please. I know you got nothing to do.
He was like, don't vote for Trump just because you think it'll be less politically correct, because it was the biggest politically correct time, the time you're against people that go against that. It was under Trump. Like, it was under Trump that we were more politically correct.
When Obama was in office, nobody was getting canceled.
Yeah. So it is just like, yeah, great. Trump's got great points, but if your whole thing is going to be politically correct, it was bad. It was at its worst under Trump. So you can't just say, oh, if we get Trump in there, it'll be good again. It's like, are you kidding? It was the worst it ever was under Trump.
Yeah. And again, not his fault. I don't think.
Like it could have
just
very
happened
well
to be
been
like that.
Culture, but you can't be like, if your whole thing is against the culture, it was only bad because of Trump.
Yeah.
Cancel culture is over, or like getting much, much better under Biden. I don't really think it's because of Biden, but if your whole thing is cancel culture, you can't not acknowledge it's good now. It's better now than it was then. And if you want to make it about a president, well, Biden's the one in office.
Yeah. Wow. Look at you.
I've completely
rewired
my brain. My brain. I'm also very drunk.
More liquid gold under our feet than any other nation anywhere in the world. We are a nation that just recently heard that Saudi Arabia and Russia will repeat.
What the hell just happened?
Oh.
If Biden did that, it would be World War III. This was like a couple months ago.
He can't talk, people.
This was 3 months ago. This guy's pretty old.
I know. Well, it is funny too, because you're thinking, like, if you vote for him,
and he's reading, by the way, he's reading.
Yeah. You're voting for him because, well, I mean, yeah, he started once, but it's 2024. But yeah, you're voting for him to stay in office till 2028. So
he's going to be
83 now.
Yeah,
like, what is he going to be like by the end of his term if you do vote him in?
They're both going to be corpses.
I mean, Biden.
Wait.
Biden's crazy.
I just realized, who's his vice president?
Yeah, he didn't announce it. Maybe that's what the debate will say.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine he walks out there with Ted Cruz? Me and Ted running. Wait, can we look that up? Donald Trump. Oh, there it is. I guess I Googled it before. Oh, here we go. I'm very excited. What's it going to be? Is it going to be like Aaron Rodgers, or is it just going to be like normal people? Okay. It says former President Trump. Blah, 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 blah. Doug Bergman, don't know. JD. Marco Rubio? No way. He seems so normal. The likeliest picks at this point. I don't know any of these people. These two people, no clue.
Wait, highlight them again. I'm not looking. Oh, I have no idea.
Doug Burgum. I mean,
great link.
Who is that? Who is it? Are these the three people?
I do want to know how they stand on abortion.
Do you?
No.
Okay. I gotta tell you.
Can you imagine? I mean, like you can't guess it in your head.
That's interesting. Rubio's very interesting. To defend Trump, yeah, well, that makes a lot of sense. All right, whatever, I don't care. That would be very interesting if it was Rubio, because he seems normal compared to the other two.
Yeah.
Normal, you know what I mean? Normal.
Right.
And they used to hate each other, but I guess that's called politics.
Well, that goes
Little
to the whole
Marco,
thing.
Crying Marco. He called them all these names under the sun. He's going to be a vice?
Well, that's the same thing with Ted. Lion Ted. He's got an ugly wife. Oh, by the way, he's my vice president. What? So what is it, Trump? Do you like these guys or not?
You think Mike Pence runs in 2028?
Nah. I don't even know who the hell he was before 2020.
I never saw him. I think he's AI generated. They're like, white man.
Yeah, please. Yeah, let's just get a normal Republican, and then that'll kind of even it out. It's like, okay, yeah, whatever. It's all the same shit every year. Yeah. I mean, here's what I had for the rest of it. I mean, we talked for 20 minutes about world news, but this is why I brought
Remember
it
we
up.
were worried we wouldn't hit an hour?
Yeah, well, we'll be fine. Here's what I wrote in my notes. Why do I need to feel anything about anything? Israel versus Palestine.
Uh-oh.
Dead kids pictures. I was looking on Instagram, and it's just like, here's a Palestinian child and his young sister who passed away because of an Israeli attack. And I'm thinking, regardless of my side, should I feel less bad? Do you want me to feel less bad for a 5-year-old dying? Do you want me? Are you putting this on Instagram because you want me to feel less bad of a 5-year-old dying because he's Israeli or Palestinian? Like, could you imagine seeing that post as a super pro Palestinian child and going, yes, or super pro Israeli side going, good?
Well, I think the point of that post specifically was to bring you to the side of the Palestinian stuff.
But it is just weird. Like, at the end of the day, it's a 5-year-old dying.
Yeah, it's insensitive.
Like, the fact, oh, hey, good, he was a Palestinian child, and all the pro-Palestinian people get to go, oh, thank God. And your assumption is what? All the pro-Israeli people are going, screw that kid.
Yeah.
Like, crazy. No, I'm just upset a 5-year-old's dying.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sitting here going, oh, thank God, it's a Palestinian kid. Another one out of the bunch. No, of course I'm not thinking that. I'm just upset a 5-year-old kid is dying.
Yeah.
Are you posting that because I'm supposed to go, thank God. Yeah, another one bites the dust. Like, no, it's a kid.
Yeah.
And if that kid has no idea what's going on in the world, and I'm supposed to sit here and just go, oh, thank God, thank God, another one's gone.
Yeah.
Like, no. What are we doing?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
I really don't like it. I don't like scrolling on Instagram and having a post of a young kid dying and you thinking that I'm supposed to go, oh, good. Yeah, another one's gone.
Or even you or them being like, isn't this terrible? It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
It is. Thanks.
Yes.
What's the point? Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's very gross. It's very weird, and that's obviously I'm not sitting here feeling any sort of way about the Palestinian versus Israel war or Ukraine versus Russia or any sort of war going on in the world.
Yeah,
it's just like, yes, anyone dying is terrible. I don't want to think about that, and I don't want to see it. Please stop posting it on my Instagram. I want to see pictures of people eating food. I don't want to see dead people dying.
There's a way to not see it.
Stop going on there. Yeah, I know. I'm getting closer and closer to just giving everything up. Stop feeling any sort of way about politics and just going, I want to watch Dumb and Dumber.
If it came out in 2007.
If it came out in 2007, over and over. That's all I want to feel. I just want to watch that. I want to go to my job. I want to pay for gas.
What episode is this?
That's all I want to do. 35.
Took me 35 episodes to get you to feel this way.
I finally switched. Yeah,
Was there a moment in time, or it just kind of built up?
It just built up. It finally switched over, where I'm finally just like, this is all so annoying. Like, I feel like in the 90s, you could vote for a president and just be like, yeah, I voted for Clinton. I voted for Gore. That didn't actually make sense. Bush and Gore, but just like,
we're still counting those votes in Florida. Still counting.
It's so weird. Like, yeah, I get it. As a country, we all have to vote. It's so weird.
It's weird that everyone knows. Like
you don't know everything.
Yeah. Well, even the voting thing, where it's like people didn't used to talk about this.
Yeah.
If someone came up to me and was like, "Who'd you vote for?" I'd be like, "Get away from me."
Yeah.
Why do you care?
Yeah.
Is it going to make me any more or less of a person?
Yeah.
Ask me what my stance is on puppies, and then you'll be my friend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know, exactly.
I love puppies.
I don't care who you voted for president. If you think Mr. Show is funny, that's what I care. If we have the same taste in music, that's all I care about.
Exactly.
I don't need to know how you if you say you stand a certain way on the Israel versus Palestine, it's not going to make me go, oh, this guy, I can't talk to him.
This reminds me of if you ever go on Tinder and you see both people, you see women that say, if you're a conservative, no thanks, or if you're a liberal, no thanks. even if I say I'm lean one way or another, if I see that, I'm so far out.
Yeah.
Even if I agree, if I'm on the same side, I'm so far out because like, oh, that's your personality trait. You wake up and you go, I'm funny, I'm smart, I'm a conservative, and I'm like, oh, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like if you care that much, we're not gonna be good together.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm out.
Well, that's how I feel. Like
Okay.
I see those
Too
posts
much.
and I'm like, if you hate conservatives, you're gonna hate me because of the podcast I listen to.
Well, I don't know.
And if you're the girl,
After this one.
but if you're the girl that goes, I'm pro-conservative. If you're not conservative, kill yourself. I'm just like,
Oh.
yeah, but you're psychotic.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
I don't like you either because I know if there's
Yeah.
a girl that's so crazy that's just gonna post, I'm conservative.
And
in
every
her
other
Tinder
picture is her
bio.
with like an elk that she just killed. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm good.
I'm like, yeah, you're not my kind of lady. Like you're crazy. That's so weird to be
not
like
crazy.
This is
You're not a real conservative.
Yeah, I'm like, I just want to know about music and movies, and if you care so much about who the president is, I literally don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so weird.
It's
I was
very
gonna say disgusting, but I
It's
guess it's not.
frankly,
it's frustrating. It's just so odd to make that such a part of you as a person.
it is frustrating.
There was a guy I worked with. I won't say at which job, but we were in a political debate, and another guy was like,
I wonder
you
which job it
yeah.
was.
"Do you think Trump cares about you?" And he goes, "Yes, I do."
That's
and it's just
insane.
like,
That is-
no, he doesn't.
It's like Taylor Swift fans.
Yeah,
It's the same
and
thing.
And I would say the same thing about Biden. Biden doesn't. I'm gonna throw up.
But nobody feels that passionately towards Biden, where they're like, no, he cares about me. They're like, I don't know, he's an old man.
Yeah, just don't. Yeah, as long
Yeah.
as Trump's not in there, he's great. Yeah, like, yeah, it's just so odd to be so concerned about who the president is, and you could point out different facts about like, well, Biden did this or Trump did
Alternative
this.
facts. Yeah.
What?
I said alternative facts.
Yeah, just like, yeah, it's great. You could sit here and point out 50 different things that the other guy did that were terrible. That's great. But at the end of the day, it's all the same shit. Don't be tricked into thinking that whoever's in the office, that your life is going to be any different. Gas prices might be higher. Food prices might be higher. I got nothing.
I'll say that. I think this is the perfect way to wrap up all of this. In college, and I'm not saying that I'm smarter than everybody else. I'm just saying I think
Be
this is
smarter.
I think
Say
this
it.
is a fact. I think this is a fact. It's inarguable, and I hope I can explain it the right way. I think in this world there are two types of people: two-dimensional people and three-dimensional people. Two-dimensional people go on Facebook. They see a title of an article that isn't true, and then that's what they believe. And that doesn't mean that they're any less smart than you or me. It could be your doctor or your lawyer. It's just, for whatever reason, their brain is wired to think, no, this politician cares about me, or no, this is like this is the way it is, and I'm not coming off of this stance. And then there's three-dimensional people who could feel a certain way but acknowledge, maybe it could be the other way. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And there are so many people out there, like your boy at work, that are like, no, he cares about me. And I read an article on the New York, and it's like, dude, it's all like you can find. And this was always my problem with like experts on Joe Rogan, like when he would bring on a COVID expert, because me and Silas, this is our biggest argument ever, where he was like, Silas was like so pro, like I trust science, I trust the vaccine, and then like 3 people went on Joe Rogan and were like, yeah, the vaccine doesn't work and you can't get COVID more than once. And he was like, well, maybe this is it. And I'm like, you were so pro this way. And of course, he's not here to defend himself. I'm not talking about it. But since then, he's just backed off on all of it. He's like, I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
We were so pro this, and now 2 people go on Rogan and it's this. And then we got into a big argument about how you can't get COVID more than once. I'm like, I feel like I've seen people get it more than once. And then the next Rogan episode, there was a COVID expert, just as, anti-vax as the last guy. And he was like, yeah, I had COVID 3 times. I was like, so my point is, you can get someone like Ben Shapiro who knows everything, and he's a conservative. And then the next episode, you can have a liberal who's just as smart as him who thinks completely differently. So it's like, what am I supposed to do with all this?
Right.
I guess I'm supposed to just live my life
Yeah.
and not worry about any of it, and just eat my food and play my video games
Right.
and just move on.
Well, that's what I hate about people going like, well, I watch Fox News and CNN.
Yeah, it's like, so you're just getting a bunch of shit.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, neither of those are good.
You know what you should watch? Your local news.
Yeah. Like,
No.
I just want to know generally,
Like, is
where
my
I live.
freeway under construction?
Yeah, that's all I want to know. It's
Is
terrible.
my three-way still on tonight?
Is obviously, of course, everything happening in the world. Like, no, if you point out every single instance of everything bad, of course I'm going to go, this is bad. But maybe I'm selfish. Selfishly, I just want to know, can I get to work on time? That's all I want to know. But that's how everyone feels, and I'm sorry that that's what I have to say out loud. But that's it. I don't care
Wow.
about everything going on in every other country. Can I get to work? Can I make my own money? But just so you know, that's how everybody feels.
Most people, yeah.
Most people.
Yeah.
That aren't news anchors or psychos posting on their Instagram stories going, did you see this happen in South Sudan? I'm like, was I supposed to care about that? I'm sorry. It's terrible, but I'm so sorry that I didn't even consider what's happening in South Sudan. So there's that. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I had too much tequila.
But that's
on my lap, but I'm wrong.
that's the beauty of it. At least
we're-
you could say that out
We're
loud.
getting somewhere. So that's all. Time for stand-up.
Yeah, how do we do this now?
We'll just go stand-up.
Oh, okay.
Hey, folks. The other day, my sister took me and my family out to a nice restaurant to sit us down. We had a nice meal, and she told us that she was expecting a child. That's great. Her first child. I'm going to be an uncle, everybody. She had a nice meal. Me and my dad, my mother were all sitting there and just eating our bread. It was great. And she told us, yeah, you know what? I'm expecting a baby. You guys are going to be grandparents and uncles. And I thought, this is incredible. And it's also a very polite way to tell your family, you know my boyfriend that I just met? He jizzed inside of me. Like, well, I'm glad you told me that way instead of sitting me down and be like, yeah, you know this guy that you guys don't know? Yeah, he doesn't know how to pull out. It's very disgusting. But for some reason when she goes, I'm expecting, we all have to go, oh, hip, hip, hooray. But if she told us the other way, it'd be like, this guy, he doesn't know how sex works? Like, yeah, if you jizz inside someone, they're going to have a baby. It's terrible. But I'm proud of her. I'm going to be an uncle, and it's, you know what? It's very cool. All right, that's everything. something about that.
Very good, very good.
Thank you very much. All right, everybody. This was the Silas-less episode, and I hope you all enjoyed.
It's the second one that you've seen.
Oh yeah, last week was the debate. How did you think? What did you think?
How did you think? I don't know how I did.